Hi, everyone. I'm Barbara Lewis, a member of Women for Change, and it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Theresa Rohr-Kirchgraber. Dr. Kirchgraber is the Executive Director of the IU National Center of Excellence in Women's Health. She is also a professor of clinical internal medicine at the IU School of Medicine. She has certainly been a big friend to Women for Change. She has participated in numerous programs, and today she's taking time again once more to volunteer her insights about an emotion we're all feeling right now, guilt, the fact that we can't do as much as we want to do. So Dr. Kirchgraber, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And recently, some colleagues and I got together to talk, kind of a wellness thing. And what we kind of realized was that we all have some degree of guilt. Do all physicians and scientists who are not on the front lines of this pandemic feel this? Or is it unique to women? Women in medicine and science have long struggled with the sense of never having done enough and have pushed themselves even harder to get the same recognition accorded to our male colleagues. Does that make us more vulnerable to guilt? Or are we holding ourselves to unreasonable expectations? We arranged to meet for this wellness session. And as we shared our experiences, we realized one thing was common. We all felt guilt. We read the heart-wrenching posts from our colleagues working in the trenches, on the front lines. The words are tough and inspiring, but they also invoke feelings of guilt. We who have trained to be physicians and scientists work in a variety of settings and do great and important things every day. So why do we feel guilty? We are working behind the scenes. We have not been to the front lines and we feel shame for not being there. Is this remorse part of being a woman? Is it that familiar feeling that you haven't done enough, that someone will find out that you aren't up to it, that you're an imposter? Do we judge ourselves as derelict of duty for not putting our lives at risk? Do we condemn ourselves for the relief we feel at being safe at home? Though many of us have willingly volunteered to be pulled into battle, we've not been needed yet. And for that, we're grateful. Being called to the front lines would mean our colleagues are overwhelmed or sick themselves. A colleague in the epicenter of New York City said, "I'm grateful that you're not seeing much of this. Please never feel guilty, just blessed." Even for those who are in the hospital and emergency departments getting coughed on, but not directly caring for COVID-19 patients, there's still guilt about feeling like we could do more, see more patients, help more patients and families, calm, help the nurses. The list just goes on and on. Perhaps this is survivor's guilt. We have survived the trauma of this crisis, while some of our peers did not. Perhaps this is shelter-in-place guilt. We have the ability and privilege to work from home, whether that be via telephone visits with patients or pressing on with research endeavors. This pandemic is of historic proportions. Our children will be talking about this when they have children. When asked about our contributions, what will our story be? We continue to provide care for patients, do research, train the next generation, educate our communities about the COVID-19 pandemic, coordinate fundamental activities, and keep the home fires burning. We support e-learning for our kids, we care for our parents and neighbors, and continue managing the usual needs of the household. We provide counsel to our family and friends and act as a sounding board for each other as we struggle to understand the ever-changing landscape of this pandemic. We are grateful. We are grateful for those who are working behind the scenes to keep the machinery going, to maintain all the things we value and are important, things that will keep us sane, grounded, and moving forward when we're back to our new normal. For now, we are changing our personal narratives to remind ourselves of our meaningful contributions. We know that the response to this pandemic requires all of us to do our parts. We are grateful for the frontline hospitalists, emergency medicine, infectious disease specialists, and our intensivist colleagues, The researchers that are finding treatments for COVID, they were trained by people like us. The doctors caring for patients, they were once our students. We'll be dealing with this pandemic for the foreseeable future. If we are needed to join the battle directly, we're ready. If our best contribution is behind the scenes or out of the fray, we need to give ourselves grace and, quite frankly, slack. The women involved with this discussion are physicians and scientists at the IU School of Medicine, members of the Department of Medicine Women in Medicine Group, and the American Medical Women's Association. I give a shout out to those colleagues who helped put this discussion together and are willing to talk about this type of feeling. Everything you do, the times that you stay home, the times that you cover your mouth and wear your mask, the times that you care for your family and keep the home fires burning, all of those are important, and we all are doing our part. Thank you.